So what sourdough is, it's basically, unlike your traditional breads and everything, they're made with commercial yeast. When you're baking and proofing your breads, that's how they rise. Whereas sourdough, it's a natural yeast called lactobacilli, and wild yeast that come from your flour and everything. And basically, you can't have sourdough, anything, without a starter. And so you create a starter. It's a natural biome of bacteria that kind of grows and forms, and it's a healthy bacteria that really helps your guts, and it's really good for digestion and everything, as well as it's really known for its crunchy crusts, as well as like tangy, sour flavor, as a lot of people explain it, and being a really chewy, like soft bread, which I really like. I personally like it because we don't buy store-bought bread at our house. I just make it. I can make sourdough loaves in either what I call a rustic style loaf, where it's just you put it in your cast iron pan and bake it that way, or you can put it in even a normal bread pan and bake it like that for a bread shape. And so I do both of those really on a regular day-to-day thing. I never bake one loaf of bread at a time. Personally, I bake at least two, and that's just because I like to have one fresh and then I throw the other one in the freezer. And when I do that, you're able to save it for up to 3 months even in the freezer. And so when I pull it out, I'll pull it out the night before I want to use it for something, whether it be breakfast or lunch. And so I'll take it out and I let it thaw overnight, and then in the morning I'll actually take my loaf and I'll run it under my kitchen sink quick, and then put it back in my Dutch oven and bake it for another 10 minutes. And it really brings it back to life, where it's not so dense from being cold and frozen. It kind of brings up and adds more moisture back to your bread and everything. Kind of freshens it up almost. And so that's one thing I like to do when I bake, is just I bake in multiples. So an easy way to preserve it and make it last longer is freezing these things. And you can do the same with a lot of the things I make. I'll make granola bars. I'll make 3 rounds of them at a time, and I cut them up into bite-sized kind of bar shapes, and then I just freeze them in a Tupperware, and whenever I want some, I go pull them out for the week, and we're good to go, which is really nice.